Hello, good morning, my dear thinkers. This is your Tinker Master Srinivas from scientificstudents.com. Today, on this 30th April, I wanted to show you how this this is my car power window switch system. So, what happened? The doors, the windows, the glass windows are not coming up and not going down. Nothing is happening. Then I started understanding what went wrong. So what I wanted to show you is there is a PCB, double-sided PCB, and there are switches. And these are the ones connecting the contacts of the switches. So I will show you the contacts of the switches here, something like here. You see, they are the contacts of the switches. So lot of dust went into the switches. So I have cleaned, I have opened all this, and then I have cleaned totally, and then I removed all the dust from the contacts. And now I am going to, keep this, every single contact points into this, and then I will operate these switches. The most interesting part into these switches, this is front left and this is front right, and this is rear left and this is rear right, and this is child lock. Okay, so there are 4 motors basically in my cars. 4 doors are there, so there are 4 motors. So if I press it down, one motor has to run in a direction where the front left motor must keep the window down, and it is a center point. And again, if I press it up, and then the direction of the motor must reverse. That means plus minus connections must go reverse to that particular motor. So that and all happening in this switch. Okay, once you connect this particular motor connections to this direction, so plus to plus, minus to minus. But if you reverse it, if you lift that lever up, then these fellows will connect to these fellows. Here is a positive and here is a negative. That's where the motor will get a reverse voltage. That's why that will go in a reverse direction. Likewise, all the 4. In similar, the individual switches at the doors itself again act after this power reaches there, and locally from there also one can manipulate in the similar fashion. Okay, so to understand this logic, what I have explained right now, how the switch connections are happening, how these motor connections are going on, all that, I have used a digital multimeter in a buzzer mode. Okay, so I have seen the continuity of the tracks, what is connecting where, how the PCB is designed, all the electrical circuit logic I have understood using this digital multimeter, putting in a buzzer mode. That is a continuity mode. Even without digital multimeter also, you can use a basic circuit kind of lamp and understand whatever connections are happening, because it's just electrical item, so you can do that. So why is that I'm explaining all this? For this particular logic connectivity, I spent an hour to understand it from internet, but I felt no one is really shared anything about it. That's why, to make you understand this electrical connections, how the motors are taking forward and reverse directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise, where the window glass can come up and go down. So that's the electrical connections. So you need to understand a basic electric circuit, positive and negative of the energy source connecting to the motor through a switch. So how do we reverse that without changing the connections and all through a switch? How can we reverse the positive negative from the energy source to the motor? If you understand that, that's it. The same thing is replicated 4 times for the 4 different motors. Okay, you understood? So this is how you need to understand the single side PCB and the double side PCB. Okay, how the connections, all that, easily you can understand. Once you understand the basic logic, you can understand all that. So because this is bit old model, so these things are not readily available in the Maruti genuine spare parts, MGP shops, and in other markets also. We can't use any local make ones and all. We have to use the genuine parts only. But however, they are not easily available. We have to place an order and we don't know whether they will come and when they will come. All these things. A lot of people say that these switches are not available. Many mechanics are always saying these switches are not available. So as we have tinkered another switch instead of this at an individual door level, but now I want to make sure do something and restore it back. I already told just because of these switches, I can't throw the car out, do scrap, as long as it serves me better, the engine and all the body and all. We can do a lot of tinkering onto this car, no? That's why I can't really throw it out. So I started tinkering on the 30th April 2025 in this morning at 6:30 to make you understand all these things, okay? So let us tinker, man. Happy tinkering, keep innovating. Let us restore back, and I'm sure with our proper approach and proper work onto this area, it will work 10 more years without any problem, my dear friends. Why throw? Let us reuse, okay? Recycle, reuse, reduce all these 3 hours and 4 hours. Let us put into practice. Okay. Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Bharat. My dear tinkers, this is your Srinivas. See, I have totally understood the connection diagram, the connection drawing, the connections of this. My car's front right, front left, rear right, rear left, all the connections, how they are made inside, how they are going to motors from the centers, how the energy, the battery connections are getting reversed in this 2-pole, double throw, momentary switches. There are 4 momentary switches. They are all kept, disconnected when you don't push it down or up. Okay, so they are off. They are off in center, but if you press down, they will get connected to, these motor connections will get connected to battery connections. So when you again leave it, that will come back and stay at the center. It will not connect to any of this, the poles won't get connected to any of these battery connections. Okay, so now if you push that, switch up, like you see, we have switches here. If you push up, then in that case, it is center, it is down, it is center, it is up. In the up, the motor connections will get reversed. So this is how, this is a double pole, double throw, momentary switch. So this is how the connections will take place for the motors, whatever switch you are operating here. Okay. So whichever switch you are operating at a driver side, the connections will take place. The motors will act according to the buttons you are pressing, up, down, or keeping the window, the glasses up or down, all that will take place here. Okay, so you need to understand very interestingly, very importantly, at least one particular double pole, double throw, momentary switch with the energy connection, the battery connection to the motor connection. That's it. You will understand everything. Okay. Now, I hope this particular, my today's tinkering will help you understand making use of this double throw, double pole double throw momentary switch, which you all are using even in your robocars also. So you will connect a battery connection to this particular connections, and then from here you will connect to your motors, robo motors. So such two switches you will be using, and then you are making your robo cars forward, reverse, left turn, right turn, and all that things you are doing, but you are not trying to understand the connections. Okay, so try to understand the connections. So the logic, electric circuit logics, then you will understand the electronic circuit logics later, and then you will become software experts and the embedded system experts, and you will be opting highly paid jobs. So that is how you can design. And the future is looking for innovators. Future is innovation, and future is looking for such innovators. So happy tinkering, keep innovating. Bye bye. Signing off, your science friend Srinivas from scientificstudents.com/tinker-masters.html. Bye bye. Made in India, make in India. Skill India from School India. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Jai Vignan. Happy tinkering, keep innovating. Bye bye. Signing off, your tinkering Srinivas from scientificstudents.com/tinker-masters.html.